All right, here we go. Can I get a thumbs up from anybody on screen that you can hear me and we're good to go? Trying a slightly different setup here. Gavin says yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right, so what we're going to be doing again is practicing what we did on day one, which is Monday. And we're going to go ahead and fill out our first table here. Most of it's already filled out for us, which is fantastic. We just need to find our totals, which again are the margins, the outer edges, and the grand total. And if you remember, all we had to do is go ahead and use basic addition, sometimes subtraction. So if you are on the Kami extension, just go ahead and grab your text box, put it at each empty box, and you're going to go ahead and fill in what you need. So 120 and 60 is obviously going to be 180. We're just going to continue with our addition. 168 plus 11 should be 179. All right, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do that really quick. Just find your empty boxes on the outer edge. And that would be part A, completing the table. Ooh, some of the numbers a little bit bigger. Maybe you want to use your calculator. 60 plus 11 plus 3 should be 74. Sorry, nose is all itchy. All right, in the chat, can anybody put the missing number here for me? The can swim option. I got multiple people with 460. So again, all you had to do was take your calculator, add it up, and then you type it in there. Beautiful. How about on the chat for my grand total? Remember, the grand total can be found two ways. You can add across or down. So you can add horizontal or vertical. I've got multiple people with 534. Excellent. So now that you have your data table complete, you have done part A, then you can answer some of these questions here. How many students need swimming lessons? Well, that would obviously be under the cannot swim section, right? And that would be a total of 74. So you can just put your text box right there and type in 74. How many students are in 8th grade? Well, that's just 8th grade, but we look at the total, 179. How many of the 7th grade students cannot swim? So we got 7th grade, cannot swim. Again, just basic observation here, being able to read your data. Part E, how many students in grade 7 and 8 can swim? Ooh, so this is not the total of can swim. That would just be grade 7 and 8. So what number would I put there? Put it in chat for me real quick, please. Guntis will get to the second chart in just a moment. How many students in grades 7 and 8 can swim? Waiting for someone on chat. Just quick addition. I got 288 from multiple students. Beautiful. And then the last question again, how many students are there altogether? Well, that's the total survey, so that would be our grand total number, 534. All right, now it says create a two-way relative frequency table for the above data on the second table. So if you remember, that's what I just showed you on the PowerPoint presentation. So for here, you would type in 201 divided by, oh, sorry, it's not 201 on this one. That was on the previous one. You would type in 534 divided by 534, which is obviously 100, and we would use our little percentage, 100%. And then you're just going to go ahead and take a moment for each one here. So for can swim, that's 120 divided by the grand total, which is the 534. Use your calculator and go ahead and find your percentage. So again, 120. Let me see if I can bring up my calculator. My phone's dying, I think. All right, 120 divided by 534. I'm going to type in, well, it's 0.22. We're rounding, so we're going to say about 22%. So we clear Guntis with the second chart. Again, you're just finding your percentages. So you're looking at the number on the other chart, which is 60 now. And I'm going to go ahead and divide it by 534. Now, obviously, it's a little bit less than our previous one. So let me just type it in. 60 divided by 534, about 11%. All right, so go ahead and take a moment and start filling those charts out. Notice how I am putting the basic division there. Again, since you are using your text box or even just your pencil if you have the printed worksheet, you should just be able to write that really quick and then use your calculator to find the percentage. So that's going to be part H. We're going to skip part I for just a moment. Then you should be able to answer J and K, but we're going to come back to the I. About 34%. It says 337, so we're going to say about 34. But on that previous one, it should say about 33, because remember when we add them up. So let's see, if this was 34, the other one had to be 12. All right, let's say 33. And if I have to, I can go back and just edit it real quick. About 31%. A real small one. 11 divided by 534. About 2%. Now, if it's correct, 31 plus 2 should give me another 33. So let's see. 179 divided by 534. 33.5, so about 33%. Again, if our rounding's a little bit off, we can go back and fix that. Come on, thing. All right, 172 divided by 534. 32.2, so about 32%. Really small one again, 3 divided by 534. And that's about 1% if we're being kind. And then 175 divided by 534. 33 with the rounding. So if you notice, we're just a little bit off because if I add up all those 33s, it would give me 99 instead of 100. So this was probably the closest one. So we're going to go back to say this is 34 and go back to, I think this was closer to 12. And you should be able to find your two remaining ones there. All right, to answer your questions, it says, what percentage of students cannot swim? So that would be under the category here, cannot swim, and that would be your total here. So if you notice, you can probably just add them up, 12, 2, and 1, or you can finish your division there, which would be 74 divided by 534. Find your percentage, and that's going to be your answer for this one here. Letter K, what percentage of students are ninth graders? So ninth graders again, that's the 175 divided by the 534, so we can easily say that that's going to be 33%. All right, back to the letter I. What percentage of ninth grade students? So if you notice, all of these other percentage questions, we're talking about what percentage of students, what percentage of students. That's the grand total. What we're talking about here is not the grand total. So this, again, is a little asterisk telling you to think about the conditional relative frequency. And the conditional is the one that's just a little bit more difficult. And again, we're not going to be using the grand total for that. It says, what percentage of ninth grade students? So we're only talking about ninth graders. So there's 175 ninth graders. And it wants us to know, again, can swim. The students in ninth grade who can swim are 172. So this is actually going to be a really high percentage, as it should be in Southern California. 172 divided by 175. So again, not the grand total, only the total of ninth graders. And again, high percentage, 172 divided by 175. That's going to be about 98%. So that's the key difference between your relative frequency and your conditional relative frequency. All right, I'm going to help you on one more. And then you can do 3 and 4. So I'm going to help you on half of the assignment, and you do the other half. All right, a principal of a school with 484 students collected information about how many of the students wear glasses. So 484, that is going to be our grand total. I can go ahead and start finding my missing information here. To find this missing box, I need you to go ahead and add up those numbers. Go ahead and put it in chat for me, please. We are talking about the total of girls in the school. So get on chat, go ahead and add up the 36, 55, and 144 for me and put that in the chat. Erica says 235. Anyone agree with Erica? Just confirmation real quick. Yeah, I got confirmation there, 235. Excellent. Now, what you can do to find this number, which is the total number of boys, is take the total students, subtract the girls, and that'll give you the total of boys. Go ahead and put that in chat for me real quick, please. Again, you're just using your calculator. Not a lot of thinking involved, just a little bit of elementary subtraction here. 484, subtract 235. What do we get? What do we get? Put it in chat real quick. Still waiting. Quick subtraction. Hopefully you're participating. Erica for the win again, 249. All right, now that I have the total of boys and total of girls, I can work backwards here. Now remember, this missing box is part of the 249. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, on your calculator, type in 249, subtract the 161, subtract the 40, and the remaining is going to be this box here. Or you can say 40 plus a missing number plus 161 is equal to 249, and you can find your missing number that way. So we're going to use the 249, and we're going to go ahead and subtract 161 and subtract 40. And that's going to give us a 48. Now that I have these data, which is called the joint frequency again, it's the data or the body of the data, I can go ahead and find the margins, the totals there. Always wear glasses, that is 76. Sometimes wear glasses, just got to add them up, 48 plus 55, 103. So before you can answer your questions, you need to find your missing data. 161 plus 144, 305. If you want to go straight to this data over here and then answer all your questions, you definitely can, but you don't have to. How many boys sometimes wear glasses. So boys sometimes 48. How many students wear glasses some of the time? So we're looking at the total students sometimes wear glasses, 103. How many students, again the grand total information, never wear glasses? Never wear glasses, 305. Lucky students. Are there more boys or girls in the school? We're going to look at the total of boys, 249, total girls, 235. So we just write boys. All right, part F, create a two-way relative frequency table for the data, or above data on the second table. Guntis, real quick, sometimes wear glasses. Remember, this box was missing. So I took the 249 on my calculator, and I subtracted the other two boxes, 161 and 40. And that's how I get the 48. So again, over here, you're just going to type it in. Actually, start with your grand total real quick. So that's 484 divided by 484, which is 100%. And then you just take each box. 40 divided by 484. 8.2, so we're just going to say about 8%. And then we just continue on and find those missing boxes. So again, 48 divided by 484. About 10%. And then we just keep going on. When you're ready, you're then able to answer your questions. What is the relative frequency of boys who sometimes wear glasses? Hey, I just found that out. That would be 10%. We're going to skip the little asterisk one for just a moment because, again, that is our conditional relative frequency. What percentage of students are boys? So, not quite there yet on my calculation, but if I want to, I can skip to that. That would be 249 divided by 484. 51% or so. So that would be, again, right there, 51%. What percentage of students always wear glasses? So always wear glasses would be this box right here, and that would be the 76 divided by the 484. The 15.7, so this time we're probably going to round up to 16%. So what percentage of girls never wear glasses? So again, this is not the grand total. So this is the girls here. So that's going to be the 235. Never wear glasses. How many girls never wear glasses? That's 144. So that would be 144 divided by 235. So not the grand total, just the number of girls. 61.27, so about 61%. So again, that's the main difference, is trying to figure out the conditional relative frequency. All right, so you can finish this data table here on your own. Just keep typing it in, using the text box, using your calculator. We have our questions all answered, but I do need you to finish that table because that is part of letter F. Then you're going to go ahead and continue to work on this one. Again, you do have some missing boxes and going to try and figure out the 40 students again. That's your grand total down in the bottom corner. And then we've got internet, TV. Number 5, I'm okay if we skip number 5. I think we'll do that maybe on Monday real quick. All right, so I'm going to stop recording and you're going to keep working.